Hello, my name is Jimena Rios, and this is for my child development class 115. Alrighty, so for my service learning activity, I decided to assist at Ivy Ranch in Oceanside, which is a nonprofit organization that helps horses as well as helping kids with riding horses. At Ivy Ranch, you can either volunteer in the child care portion, or you can do the equine program, which is what I chose to do. And you get to work with horses and um, basically just work with kids and the horses. You get to clean stalls, you get to feed, you get to groom, and also assist with lessons. For lessons, you are required to know how to tackle a horse with a saddle and overall just learning techniques so that you can show other kids. Um, at Abbey Ranch, over two-thirds of children and adults that attend these equine programs have moderate to severe disabilities, which include behavioral disorders, genetic disorders, or disabilities caused by accidents or trauma. This doesn't take away from them wanting to interact with animals or even other volunteers. And the one thing that I loved about volunteering at Ivy Ranch was the amount of kindness that everyone showed to me. And being a newbie, everyone was super welcoming. And alrighty. So I got to meet new people every single time I volunteered, and the volunteers go out of their way to help you and get to spend time with horses. I learned all the different personalities of each horse, and I was very passionate about this topic because I used to horseback ride when I was little. These are some horses that I took pictures of when I was there. But throughout the course, we learned very important information regarding how service learning and collaboration can influence your life and other people's lives. And in having the ability to influence other people's lives can make a huge impact or even may help you shape your life in a greater way. During the chapter, we learn about important concepts such as the ecological systems and the theories about the micro, macro, meso, exo, and chronos influences. And we can see this actively when individuals create a connection or bond with their environment. When volunteering, a good example of the macro system changing can be altered because when we do something and not expect a reward or something in return, it can shape us to be a better person. Alrighty. So for my letter to an editor, I wrote a letter to Sarah Ellis, which is a health writer that believes that youth should have access to programs to help their mental health. And this was important to me because during the whole COVID-19 outbreak and me being in high school at the time, I thought that I was going to get to go back and graduate, and I ended up having a drive-through graduation, and that honestly really affected me very much. And this editor was able to make me feel seen and heard, and really, it was good to have someone notice how COVID-19 had like a mental toll on individuals. So I talked about my experience and how it feels to be understood during my letter. So my letter to my representative didn't have anything to do with my volunteer project, but it was really something that was like really important to me, which is women's rights and choices over own bodies. So I chose to seek for help of representatives to speak up for those who may not be able to. And I just think that women should have the right to their own body, and I don't really want to talk about it over here because it's a very what is it very talked about topic, and everyone has their own opinions. But um, yeah, I think it's a constitutional right for women to have choices over their own bodies. So I talked to him about that, and my goals are to make a difference. I want to work for a nonprofit organization that helps the youth, just like at Ivy Ranch. I want to spread awareness about mental health and encourage others to reach out and volunteer because it honestly made a really big difference um, this semester and going on forward. And if you have any questions, here's my email, and I'm more than welcome to talk about my experience. And during this opportunity, I was able to connect with others and my community. I created bonds with people outside of my school while I was working towards a good cause, and as well as reaching out to editors and representatives to make a change